Hi, I'm Chris Thompson, and this is Jaron. The kids know him as Mr. G Jackson. And we're instructors at the Heiser Clinic, the Science of Fitness. And today we're here to demonstrate circuit exercises for you to use in the Tap Into Fitness podcast. We're going to go through a number of exercises, some for the upper body, strong, building muscle exercises. We're going to do some core exercises, some leg exercises, and some cardio exercises. And today we're going to go and show you exactly how to perform these so you can teach your kids they can get fitter throughout the year. Let's go. All right, so we've got an agility ladder here, and G is going to show us some simple patterns that can be really effective to get those hearts pumping and legs working. Let's do a bunny hop straight through, pushing off the balls of his feet. Looks very good, and adding some spring to his step. Now we're going to add a little step to that, 2 in, 2 out. Jumping 2 in, 2 out, kind of like hopscotch. This gets a little trickier. Take some practice. He's got it down, and now let's do a stepping version of that, 2 in, 2 out. This really increases the quickness of your kids' feet. Very good, very good. There's a number of other patterns you can do with the ladder. These are just a few of the basic ones that you can show to your kids right off the bat. Okay, we're going to use the stability ball here and show you how to do an effective wall squat. So Mr. G is going to put the ball against the wall, put the center of the ball right at his waistline, bring his feet out a little bit, about shoulder width stance, and now he's simply going to sit down, curling his bottom underneath the ball as if he's sitting in a chair. Okay, coming from the stability ball wall squat, we're going into a stability ball leg curl, working the back of the legs. G's going to lift his hips as high as he can and then curl the ball back towards his body. If you really want to make it tough, do one leg at a time. Most of the kids probably won't be able to do this option, but you never know. Okay, and here's a great one I'm sure you've seen before, but just in case you haven't, it's the wall sit. A great way again to build those thigh muscles. G's going to take a seat against the wall. Notice his knees are bent to 90 degrees, and he keeps his hands up in the air, not bending forward on his knees, resting. All right, here's a fun and easy exercise. All you need to do is find a line anywhere on the floor, and we're going to jump back and forth. Nice and quick. He can jump back and forth, or he can go side to side to make it a little more interesting. Or you can even alternate side to side, back and forth, and keep moving around. Okay, from the line jumps, we're going to go to some high jumps, adding a lot of power to these. G's going to jump up as high as he can, repeatedly, over and over, as high as he can. If you want to make it tougher, try lifting your knees as you jump up. Woo! A knee tuck jump. This is quite a bit tougher. Very good, very good. And how about some star jumps? Fun way to get the whole body involved. And one more great leg exercise, your basic lunge. G's gonna step forward. Notice his knees right over his ankle. He makes a big step. And he's working those thigh muscles, again, adding some strength. All right, coming from the high jumps, we're gonna get down on the ground here and do some mountain climbers. G's in push-up position. He's gonna start kicking his feet back and forth. Simply alternating. He's working on those strong shoulders, at the same time getting that heart pumping quickly and working on those legs as well. Really improving that cardio fitness. Let's show him some slalom climbers here. Slalom. Side to side, just like you're skiing down the slope. All right, and here's a tough one here. He's gonna get down into push-up position, jump his feet forward, jump up as high as he can, land, come down again, and repeat. These are called burpees. We also call them squat, thrust, jumps. And a good old favorite here, the crab walk. G's walking backwards with his hands leading the way. Really works those shoulders. He's also working his hips, working those thighs. Okay, now we're working into the core of the body, working those abdominal muscles. And we've got a weighted ball called a medicine ball. G's gonna do some crunches first, going against the resistance of this 5-pound ball. If the kids can't handle that heavy a ball, you can find any light ball they can use, or no ball. And now try a few sit-ups with that med ball, G. Notice these are taking quite a bit more effort, curling up there, really getting those abs in shape, building that six-pack. Let's do some bicycles now, working on the lower abs. He's gonna simply pedal his legs out. Notice he put his hands underneath his bottom. That keeps his low backs safe. An option here is with a medicine ball or any other ball. You can go with a lighter ball. Throwing it through the legs adds a fun component to the bicycle. Makes it a little tougher and a little more fun. Okay, working down to the lower abdominals, we're gonna do some crazy 8s. G's gonna get his legs up in the air and simply draw figure 8 from high to low with his feet. Very good. And from there, let's go into another exercise, the 6-inch hold. Notice again his hands are underneath him to keep his back from arching and hurting. Heels are 6 inches clear of the floor. This one, you just sit there and hold it. Okay, another great core building exercise we call toes and elbows. You may have heard it called the plank. Again, you're just gonna hold yourself in this position, up on your toes and your elbows. Notice his bottom's down, not up in the air like a teepee, and he's keeping his core nice and tight throughout. In addition to this is Spider-Man, trying to touch your knees to your elbows, coming up as high as you can with those knees, and this really brings in the sides, working those oblique muscles. Okay, and a great one for the lower back, strengthening this low back zone right here. G's gonna do super people, lifting smoothly up and down his legs and upper body, squeezing the back of his legs and back of his shoulders as he comes up as high as he can off the ground. And then into some flying squirrels, a similar move, but this really focuses on the back of those shoulders and pinches the shoulders back. Flying squirrels, again, lifting the lower and upper body. Nice and smooth. Don't let the kids flop around on these. Keep it nice and smooth and they'll build up that back strength. Okay, and throwing the stability ball back into the picture, G's gonna do some stability ball swimmers, raising his opposite arm and leg, lifting as high as he can, and strengthening the back of his leg and behind his shoulder as he lifts those limbs. All right, now working with our resistance bands. Mr. G's got a medium resistance band, and you'll have a couple bands, a yellow and a green. One's a little heavier resistance than the others. Make sure when the kids stand on the bands, they stand completely on it, not just with their tiptoes, or else we're gonna have a smack in the face that doesn't feel good. So he's just standing on it with one foot. That's usually enough resistance. And we're gonna start out with some basic bicep curls. Notice how his elbows are real close into the side of his body. Exhaling as he curls it up. Keep breathing. Let's do something for these shoulders. This may need a lighter band on these. It's quite a bit tougher because the band's getting quite a bit higher. So go ahead and do a shoulder press. Exhaling as he pushes up. Feeling those shoulder muscles burn. Okay, continuing to work on those cannonball shoulders, we're gonna do a front and side raise. This is a little bit tougher than those presses. You're working smaller regions of the shoulder. He's raising out to the side, working the side of the shoulder, and then forward, working the front of the shoulder. And this will start burning. Again, make sure your kids are using a light enough band where they can get a full range of motion. And now let's work the back of the shoulder with some reverse flies. This one, you can use 1 or 2 feet, crisscross the bands to make a little more resistance, and then he's gonna raise straight out to the sides in a bent over position. So because he's bent over, he's now working the back of his shoulders and really feeling the burn in the backside. And one more to tie in the shoulders and the biceps. Again, using the weighted medicine ball, we're gonna do a curl and press. Simply curling the ball up to the chest, pressing it overhead, exhaling as he pushes up, inhaling as the ball comes back down, working the biceps and the shoulders. Okay, now for the upper body, a good old-fashioned push-up. A great exercise. It's too bad so many of us don't perform them correctly. These are perfect ones here by G. Notice his body's flat and he's dropping all the way down, chest to the ground, chin touching the floor. Good full range of motion. Some of the problems we see are high hips, looking like a teepee, and a limited range of motion. Notice he's only dropping a couple inches. Also, we'll see low hips, where their legs are basically resting on the ground, and again, only dropping 2 inches with the upper body. In these cases, it's usually best to go from the knees. A modified version will make it easier for your kids to perform a full range of motion. Again, dropping all the way down. Watch those hips. Don't let them get too high. Great form there by Mr. G. All right, so we showed you quite a few exercises today. Hopefully some new things you can take back and show your kids to get them in great shape this upcoming school year.
And if you have any questions, you can contact us at theheislerclinic.com, or you can give us a call at 893-7833, where we are the fitness experts of Tap Into Fitness.